Straight out the boot room to Wembley, our second home. We come to conquer, no, we never walk alone. We dominate the cream of the crop, drawing all our strength from the roar of the cock. It's all for one and one for all. Pass a move, we're talking total football. Here we go again, Roy's red machine. Liverpool, the greatest team the world has ever seen. Pass a move, it's the Liverpool crew. Pass a move, it's the Liverpool crew. Pass a move, 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 it's the Liverpool crew. Hello and welcome back to the Liverpool Groove. So, we've had a couple of games since you last heard from us. Jumping straight into it, not waiting this week. So let's go with Thursday. They were a better team than I thought they were going to be. Gave us, I wouldn't say they really give us problems, but they just, I don't know, I thought it was going to be a walkover, I'll be honest, and it wasn't. They defended quite well, and I think when they went forward, they were creating chances for themselves. They had a lot of corners and stuff like that throughout the game. It was a I think we could have made it easier for ourselves, but it was a good game.
Yeah, I think it was a proper cup type feel for them. You sort of like, you were happy they were doing all right because they were never really a big threat, but you were made up for their fans. Their fans were brilliant, as we've all seen on the videos and that. They've come from the Albert Dock with the flags and the banners, and they've been in party mode and really enjoyed it. And I think that went onto the pitch, give their players a little bit more hope than they had. They created a few chances, but never really scared us. Obviously, it's hard getting the atmosphere up for a game like that when you don't really know your opposition and what they're about. So it was just a sort of a dead game, really, for Liverpool. Not be a bit of lack of respect, maybe, for the opposition. And they done all right. Going into the game, I was expecting 5-6-0. A breeze, play a stronger side, and then rest a few after about 60 minutes, but wasn't the case. We had to fight for the win, but we got it, so that's the main thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that was spot on what you said there. It was like a cup tie rather than a sort of European game, and definitely did have that feel. I thought Gravenberch, I thought he was fantastic. I thought he was quite comfortably the best player for us on the night. Shame with Kelleher not getting the start, obviously getting an injury. How long he's out for, I don't know. I didn't even know he was injured until the game started, to be honest. So that was a bit of a shock, but it was an easy night's work for Alisson, wasn't it? Let's be honest. But yeah, what did you make of Gravenberch in that game?
Yeah, I thought he was brilliant. Everything you want to see from a midfielder, and he was here, there, and everywhere with his big smile. I love seeing how much he just enjoys putting the shirt on and playing, and he's been very good, barring what could have won us the game on the weekend, but that happens. But no, I'm liking seeing him getting bled into the team a little bit as well. He's not getting forced in, and he's been here a little bit now. Played about 13 games in total, maybe 12 games in total. He's played 3 or 4. Got a goal, got a few assists, and he's starting to look like a really good player. So it's always nice to see the enthusiasm from a new player as well. He looks dead keen to be on the pitch, and he understands that he's not going to play every single minute, but he's working hard, and he's there to start now, really. He should be starting.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think he might think he owes a lot to Liverpool. He's kind of stagnated a bit at Bayern Munich when he's gone there, not really played like he would have liked, and then we've come in, showed faith, putting a big bid in for him for how much he's played, and giving him a sort of new chance to re-establish himself as a top player in Europe. Because as I've mentioned before, when he was at Ajax and he was in the first team at 18, 19, he was fantastic. So if we can bring that back and go further under Klopp, which he no doubt can do, it's going to look like a bargain come the end of the season.
Do you know what's mad as well? That reporter said something similar to him, like, you had a bit of a bad spell at Munich, and that he's 21, 22. They haven't even given him the chance to grow. Like, he never fitted their system. They don't play that style of play. So they've literally bought a player that doesn't fit, something what Chelsea would do, just to have the name, because he's the biggest name in coming from that league at the time, just to have him sat there, and it's a shame. So all his confidence is shot. And yeah, as you say, he's probably thankful a team like Liverpool have come in and given him a chance. But at 21, 22, you'd be stupid not to. You can't just go, oh, he's gone there and failed, because he hasn't. He hasn't had enough minutes to fail. So it made up we've got him. He was not a name that excited me because of his dip in form. It was one of them. If we can get a player like him and get the best out of him for not a big massive fee, then go and do it. But he was just out the blue, really, for me. When we were linked to him, but all of a sudden it was just, this is on and it's going to happen. And I'm glad we've got him, because there's characters in football, and we've grown up now with watching Bobby Firmino and his big smile and his enthusiasm, and he's gone, and then all of a sudden this lad comes in, and you can't wait to see his smile, so it's great.
Yeah, no, it's a weird one. Like you said, they've kind of done the Chelsea thing there, and they bought him so no one else could buy him. And Chelsea have done that for years and years. They've done it when they bought Salah. They bought Salah so we couldn't buy him at the time. Like, it's a weird way to fucking operate. Liverpool don't do that, and I think that's why some of the online fans and stuff don't like the way we operate, because we don't just go and buy players for the sake of it. We go and buy the players we want. And Gravenberch probably wasn't a lot of people's first name on the list this summer, but like we said it during the summer, the list is probably 15, 20 players long. If you're on that list, you're wanted, even if we don't end up getting you.
Yeah, you've got to have a list. You've got to have backups. Obviously, the likes of Casado and that not quite working out, which we'll probably be thankful for going forward, because he's, as you said from the very beginning, he's a bit of a knob. His agent's obviously a knob, and he doesn't look the best player that we thought he was going to be already. So happy days. You need to have a list of backups, and whoever's on the list is liked by Klopp and the team. And I don't watch a lot of foreign footy. I watch highlights, but I couldn't tell you the ins and outs of players. Got a mate there, Darren, who is he's a footy coach. He just loves every aspect of the game. He watches most leagues. He'll be able to tell you everything about every team we've got in our group and every player we're going to face. And he was straight on saying that's a fucking bargain. That's what we want. We want players like him. There was another lad from, I think, Feyenoord, or another midfielder.
Sangare.
Yeah, and he was saying just do what you can to go and get him. He's not classed as a world-class footballer, but he's everything you need in the midfield. So he was bigging him up as well. So everything he tells me, I just get excited about, because I have a lot of fun.
It's one way to do it, isn't it? Well, he ended up going to Forest in the end, didn't he? So he got his move to the Prem in the end anyway.
And sometimes you need to do that, lad. You need to let them go elsewhere to learn the league, and then, we might have to, if we do end up going for him, I don't think we will, but if we were to, it'd be a case of we'll pay 20, 30 mil more, but we know he's an established player now.
Yeah.
And it's cutting out that little two-year gap where they're learning on the job.
You're paying extra to cut out that doubt about the player in a way, aren't you?
Yeah, basically. But I don't think we'll go for him again. But I think it is. It's a bit telling now that we do need a defensive mid, or somebody you can play there that actually plays in that position. And I think, obviously, at the moment we weren't great against last, but going on to Brighton, we clearly need a defensive mid who can do that defensive role.
Yeah, I mean, Brighton was a weird one. I think we had a good spell and we got our 2 goals in it. And I think outside of that, we weren't very good. We started poorly, as we have done this season. So I weren't too bothered about that. But we switched as soon as the changes got made. We just fell apart. Gomez, when he come on, and we've bigged him up a little bit the last couple of last week, because he has played well when he started, but coming on, he just couldn't get into the rhythm of the game. He was making mistakes. Trent was dealing with Matoma, and I think if he hadn't just come back from injury, he would have seen out to 90. It's just a shame that he has just come back from injury, and he's got to be sort of brought back into the fold bit by bit, I suppose. But he was dealing with Matoma very well. Matoma wasn't really troubling us until Gomez come on, but I think McAllister, for whatever reason, was very poor. He's come out and said, I know people are saying he shouldn't be starting in the 6, and I agree. He's come out and said he likes playing in the 6, and that's what Klopp's asking him to do. He likes it. He wants to do that more. So is he learning on the job? I don't know. I think we really miss Curtis Jones, which a lot of online Reds won't like anyone saying, because he's from Liverpool, so they hate him. That's the way it seems to go. But no, I genuinely do. I really think we missed him massively. And I think at the minute, as soon as he's back, he starts again. Because right now, he's one of our best midfielders.
Yeah, I think McAllister's had a bit of a tough start. We said all along with Szoboszlai being so good, McAllister is getting overlooked a little bit. Same with Endo, but for me, Endo starting in the 6 before McAllister, he's better at that job. He wants to win the ball and play a simple ball. That's what you need to do in that role. McAllister's looking to set up from afar, but it's not quite working at the minute. If Szoboszlai has a bit of an off day as well, it's proper talent in the midfield. The midfield doesn't get going. So yeah, I think with the legs of Jones, get him back involved as soon as possible. Get Endo in there against teams like Brighton as well. Trent was dealing with Matoma well, but that's not a game you bring a centre half on at right back when you are struggling a little bit. Trent's one of the most creative players in the league. You need to keep him on unless he has been struggling for fitness or whatever. I know he's just come back from a bit of a long-term injury sort of thing, but if he was all right, he needs to keep him on there. I think that we did go to bits when he went off. Gomez got run ragged, and I get it. Matoma's a brilliant player, but Matoma's just getting going through the gears as well, and then you're bringing on a cold player to have to deal with him, backtracking and running into spaces, and it's hard. So I think it was an error from Klopp to do that, unless it was actually required for the safety of Trent, if you want to say.
Yeah, absolutely, completely agree. It was the wrong move completely, and we dearly paid for it. But I think just all around we were just largely poor. First goal was just a calamity.
Van Dijk again, isn't it?
Well, that's it. I mean,
just
what is reading of the game like if he can't see what they're doing? He's got the full view of the pitch. He should be able to see. And you could tell as soon as he won the ball, you knew what was going to happen because that's what they were doing. They were letting us pass it out a bit, letting us pass it out. When we fucking switched off, that was it. They pounced, and fair play to them, it worked. And Alisson, his positioning obviously could have been better for it, but I think at the same time, he obviously
not expecting it, are you?
Exactly. They've completely caught him off guard, and it's one of them. You can't knock Alisson for it, but Van Dijk shouldn't be making that pass. The communication I don't know if it was there because it doesn't seem like anyone gave McAllister a shout to say that Adingra was there. So it was just a catalogue of errors.
Don't get me wrong, I think the move's so fast in live time before McAllister's even known he's on his back. He hasn't even got the ball. The ball's gone before it's even got to him, sort of thing. So it's hard. But as I say, Van Dijk just lacklustre, and just when he was doing it, when he was playing well, and it looks effortless. And you go, oh, look at that for a ball. He's not really asked. It looks good when it's going well. When it's going bad, it looks shocking.
It looks worse when it's not going well, doesn't it? Because of how
it looks lazy. But when it goes well, it looks confident. So, we jump on people's backs a bit too much sometimes, but it's just how it is. It just looked lazy, and that's what he's been like for a while. Looks lethargic, and when he seems to do everything with grace, it seems like he doesn't seem the same player. And hopefully, it doesn't help that he's playing with different centre halves every week as well. One thing I would say is, again, I don't think it was fair that Quanta didn't get started, because I think he's been absolutely spot on. So unless he was injured or whatever, I think it's wrong to just keep rotating your centre halves. It's just fucking stupid.
Yeah, you've got no stability, have you, when you keep doing it?
No, just every week. They don't know. Your main partnership on a football pitch is your two centre halves. You've got to have that stability and consistency that they know who they're working with. Joe Gomez with Van Dijk when we won the league was unmatched. He was unbelievable, absolutely brilliant. But when Matip did step into the fold, you knew it was temporary.
Yeah.
You knew it was a temporary fix. And at the minute, I think it's good in a way, competition-wise. They all think you've got a chance to start, but play your best players. And at the minute, I think this season alone, Quanta's being up there with one of the best. So give him his chance. Let him take his chance until he makes a mistake or he shows a game where he's not really ready. But until then, give him a fucking go.
Yeah. Come on to our goals in a second. their second goal. Robertson's just got to go with his right foot.
It's just John Arne Riise against Chelsea.
Mm.
That's all in my head, and I wanted to fucking drag him out the telly and punch him because you can see it's going to happen. He goes to swing and he doesn't, and I can't. Like, even if he just swung his foot with his right foot and it would have went in the roof of the net, at least he's had a fucking goal preventing the goal. He just didn't. He flapped.
And this is exactly what I said about Matip against Tottenham. And but I don't think this is. I don't think it's quite the same. Like Matip in that position, yet it was fucked if he doesn't, fucked if he does kind of thing. And I don't think it would have worked out because he was. I think if I remember, he was pretty much on the post, Robertson. So if he swings the right foot at it, it's not coming. It's going back where it come from.
He's on the 6-yard box with a player behind him, and he's the first man to block that ball. And it's a simple block. If he moves into the space, he can fucking probably chest it. The ball comes in. It's not like whipped in. It's bent in. So the fact that he's had the time to debate swinging and not swinging, you know what I mean? He should have just. It's a heat of the moment thing. It's probably in real time. He thinks he's got a lot more time than he has, and it's fucked us. It's killed us. But again, coming away from the game, did we deserve 3 points? No. So we can't keep winning games like that. Where it's brilliant for us, obviously, but it's like a false pretense. Yeah, we're getting 3 points away. We're getting 3 points here and there, but for large portion of the game, we're not playing like Liverpool. And it is great to know you can go a goal down and come back and get points, but we need to be winning them games, and we've fucking shot ourselves in the foot.
Yeah, that's it. And I mean, Robertson leaving it as it's fucked the rest of the defense because everyone else has seen Robbo's there and gone, Robbo's got this. Yeah. And I mean, there'll be an argument from people who say the defense, they shouldn't be switching off like that, but not one player, not in that situation, you wouldn't expect. If you're right there, you're not expecting them to leave it. So
no, not at all. The other issue we've got is about fucking 5 minutes later, he got a free kick in the exact same place, and Robbo was in the exact same place again. Like, fucking someone make a decision to say, don't put a left footer there. He can't swing his right foot. Fucking put him at the back post. But again, we don't man games well. We don't make decisions in game as well as we should. We just sort of go with the fold. Little things like that. If it had happened again, mate, I'd have fucking ate my own arm. So I was fuming because you want to win them points with fucking that close to the top of the table, and we're being robbed against Tottenham. Absolutely fucking robbed of 3 points, if not only a point. But fucking hell, every point counts. Then you start thinking, is a point away to Brighton the form they can get into? Is it a bad point? But realistically, we've got to be winning them games. Yeah. And I don't think the standard. I don't think it's going to be a 90-point season this year. I think there is going to be. I think the likes of Man City aren't as strong. They will win. They'll keep chipping away and winning games. Arsenal aren't as strong as people are making out. Tottenham aren't as strong as people are making out. We're not as strong as we think we are at the moment. We're all just chipping away and winning points here and there, but it's going to be well closer this season. Well closer. So I think there's going to be, obviously, in my head, every time we win a game, we go one step closer to the title because we're in with the shout. Yeah. But I think, as you see, Man City lost. So you're thinking, fuck's sake, we could have been a bit closer there. And every time, it used to happen all the time. Every time we'd win, they'd win. When they'd lose, we'd lose or drop points. So it's going to be like that. It's frustrating, but it's part of the roller coaster, isn't it?
Yeah, I think a bit of like sense is needed with it all, though. Like, I've seen people on Twitter going, we're not going to win anything this season and we're shit in the defence and this, that and the other. And it's like, all right, first, we're 8 games in the league. We're 4th in the table. We're 7 points better off than we were this time last season. With 3 points off top. It's like, yeah, it should have been, we should have managed the game better. We should have won it from a winning position. But like, it's not the end of the world. We're still, like you've just said, we're still absolutely in with a shout for the league. The rest of the teams aren't as strong as they should be. City especially aren't as strong as they should be. And so it's very open this season by the looks of it. So I think a lot of just fucking calm and just fucking sit back and look at it a bit, is needed and not over exaggerate it.
That's it. I think when we win, we over exaggerate the win and we're the best in the world. When we drop points, we're a load of crabs and we need a new team. It's just fun. Our mad online fan base. It's lunacy. We've just got. I think it's frustrating that we could be higher up the table through some fault of our own, through no fault of our own as well. We could have been 3 points further with the Tottenham game, and we've shot ourselves in the foot against Brighton, but we still got a point on the road. It could have been worse. But again, if Andy Robbo throws his right foot at that ball, we come away there with a win and a slap on the wrist going. He could have lost points there, but wasn't to be unlucky.
Yeah.
We go.
And you mentioned the Gravenberch miss as well, sorry.
Yeah, the break probably do us a bit of good as well, to be honest. Regroup, go again. But yeah, that miss, fucking couldn't write it. As soon as that hit the bar, I celebrated. I was in Taggies going the bar and my arms were up all the way to the bar, and then I seen the ball, not in
the net.
Like, ow, what? I thought it had hit the stanchion and come out. I was like, what? I was just like, how's that not show me the replay? How's it not gone in? But like, people are trying to say, it's flying at him, it's coming at him. No, that's a fucking piss easy goal. That you could have put it in with your fucking knee, your ear. You could have done whatever. Could have lay on the floor and edited it. It's poor finishing, but it is what it happens.
To be honest, I do think it was a difficult one. The way he was running in at it, the way he's hit it, I think it is. He's tried to cushion it.
It's weird. The pass is perfect. It's literally like a dead soft pass. It's not like it's fizzed into him either. It's a nice ball in to just. If he'd have fucking slid in with his 2 feet and his studs up, he'd have had more chance of scoring.
I don't know if it's one of. I don't know if it's one of them where he's maybe arrived at a millisecond too late for it. You know what I mean? He's had to adjust the way he's hit it or something. I don't know, lad.
He just hasn't lifted his leg up high enough. I think he has. I think he's just fully expected it to hit him and go in.
Yeah.
Like, not overthink it. Don't try and do anything daft. Just let it fucking.
Just get your foot on it.
And it goes in. And unlucky it never.
It's one of them. One of them. You just get on with it, don't you? But look, like you said, there's a break now, so no match until the fucking derby now, which is mad that it's this early. Home derby first as well, which is fucking unheard of in recent years, isn't it? So I'm looking forward to it, to be honest. No doubt they'll fucking for some reason. I don't get them. The only game they're confident in all season, every season, is the fucking derby.
The mad lad, it's their cup final, and I think it is false. I think you've got to say it. Like, the Blue text me won't even comment on the derby because they just know. I just fucking screenshot everything and then send it back to them and just go. You just literally hang yourselves. Don't even have to argue with yourself. Just go, yeah, sounds good. Remember that time you said you was going to blitz us? 4-0.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to it. I think if we can get, hopefully have Thiago back to maybe play some part in it. Who knows? Thiago, he might never play football again. Who knows?
Is he fucking still alive?
He is. Wow. Surprisingly. Had another setback, hasn't he?
I'm lad, I've literally forgot he exists. It's boring. It's literally boring.
Such a shame, though, lad.
He's absolutely world class, but it's the most fucking boring story in football. I don't even acknowledge him as a Liverpool player. And when he plays and he's fit for 2 weeks and then he's injured again, we'll enjoy him for 2 weeks because he's an absolute pleasure to watch and I love him. But he's fucking not worth a carry. So our team, he's not worth having. Unfortunately, he's an absolute diamond. He's fucking world class, but he's made of Weetabix and it's with hot water on. Like what my ma used to make me, lad, hot water and a little bit of milk, and they just go to mush, fall apart. That's what he's made of. And I know he doesn't mean to be, and I know it must be guttering for him that he keeps getting these niggles, but 32, nearly 33. I think your fucking body's telling you to call it a day soon because he's just not involved enough.
No. Well, I mean, at least he can say he went past Eden Hazard in age in football, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
that's always something. I I think we can finally end that debate, by the way, as well. I just thought to put that out there. You know, who's better, Salah or Hazard? Well, one of them still playing. So there's your answer.
I don't get how it's a debate. I just put a post out before saying about him, like how he had one really, really good season. He also had a season where he didn't score a goal. He's had no consistency throughout his career. He went to a team that's won everything and was shite there. Didn't like you go there and you stand out, you with better players and you look brilliant. He never at any point you just look shite. I just think it's a massive, bizarre, kind of outrageous level of overhyped.
Yeah.
And
no, I think it's like
he's had moments in the game where you go, oh, he looks a really good player, and then nothing for fucking 3 months. So you can't put him up there with them with Mo Salah. Mo Salah wouldn't let him fucking clean his boots.
No.
Wouldn't.
I think it's like comparing Pogba to fucking like Gerrard. Like Pogba, yeah, he might have 3 or 4 games where he looks fucking boss, but then for the rest of the time, he's just shit. I seen ESPN put a fucking TikTok on debating it, and some American saying I think prime Hazard is better than prime Salah, and he said he produced more assists consistently. So we mentioned consistency first, and then when the other fella was saying Salah's better because he's more consistent, consistency wasn't allowed to count then. But what he said is, how can you compare the primes? Salah's prime's still ongoing.
Yeah, and it's lasted well longer.
Yeah,
you can't have one season of being in your prime. Fucking, it's mad, lad.
It's the maddest debate ever.
And one of the best goals I've ever seen was Hazard against us.
Yeah,
tore us apart, but it doesn't, like, fucking hell, how many people score a wonder goal and you never see them again. It's a fucking it's like a Christmas number one, and then you don't release another song. It just happens every now and again. He was a very good player, decent player, not world class.
No,
but not world class enough to be classed as world class. He wasn't world class often enough. He done it every now and again, and you don't go to Real Madrid and play hardly any part and be classed world class.
No, you look at Bellingham, lad. He's already surpassed Hazard at Madrid.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He's been there 3 months.
Yeah, and he's showing he's already the main man. Absolutely phenomenal player, and fair play to him, bastard.
I know. It's I'm regretting that not happening every single week at the minute because he's just phenomenal.
You know, lad, he's playing with a lot more freedom in a lot worse league, and it's a lot less physical. And like, don't get me wrong, you get him and you don't get anyone else that summer. But for us, I don't think we were ever in the question, lad. I don't think we were ever in the conversation. I think when you've got players like Jordan Henderson and that, like, making comments about it, that's what got us going. That's we were thinking it was a chance, and I think that was fucking stupid on his behalf. Now, in hindsight, obviously he's told the club, he's suggested going to get him, do what you can to get him. But when the kid's already wanting to go to Real Madrid, what can you do? There's no point hanging a rod out to just be fucking sat there waiting for this fish all the time when he's already down the fucking road, scanning somewhere else. So I think it was just a case of us, fucking hell.
Is he interested? Money, you know what I mean?
Not at all. Not one bit of interest in joining Liverpool. He was always going to Madrid, and it's a shame because he is going to be right up there with the best in the world. But is what it is, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah, it's just one of them, lad. You win some, you lose some, innit? Yeah, my last thing on Salah and Hazard is what I always say about it is Hazard looks better, Salah is better.
Yeah, that's it. But that's what I mean. Like, Salah works his arse off every game as well, and even when Salah's not having a good game, you know he's playing. You know he's there. He'll be chasing back. He'll be fucking trying to win the ball. He'll be getting a cob on when it's not going quite right, and so he has a contribution every 1.5, 2 games. He's unbelievable. His stats are ridiculous. And, you know, the famous saying is, but fucking except Mo Salah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's literally no comparison. There's no comparison to anyone in our league with Mo Salah.
No.
Or anywhere in that position in world football. There isn't any comparison to Mo Salah because he's his own little entity. And
that's it.
when we're not playing quite so well, and he's not as involved as he'd like. He's still there. You still see you see Mo Salah every game. There's never a game where you can make that sarcastic comment. Oh, is he playing?
Yeah.
Never the game, because you always see Mo Salah. You know he's there, and you know where he's going to be, and he's always fucking wanting to be on the ball. So you can't say that about him.
No.
At the same level of Suarez, you knew Suarez and Torres were playing, no matter how bad Liverpool were playing or what score we were getting swatted. If it was happening, you knew they were there running around trying to win that ball with a cop on, and that's what Salah's like.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, let's move on. So I put a little post up on Twitter earlier. We got a few replies. Your little Jedi has thrown a couple in there, fucking mad ones. So because he's put two in, I'm going to do his together at the end. So first ones are a bit more sensible, let's say, because it is, as I say, just fucking crazy. But so first one is from Alba6363, or Ron Yates Boots, great name. So he said, we need a DM. Endo is a DM. Why is Klopp not playing Endo?
Fucking hell, ask Klopp. Because I don't know. This is what I was saying before. Endo should be in that role when you're playing a team like Brighton that are going to try and cut you open. Endo's got to be on the pitch. And as good as McAllister is at opening the play up, sometimes you just can't afford to risk that. You've got to have someone who's going to cover the defence. And again, especially when it's a defence that has played like 3 times together this season. It's fucking Matip's being out, Van Dijk's being out. It's frustrating. So you need to have that as like a little diamond. You know what I mean? Like a little triangle. You need the 2 centre halves playing together every week, and Endo in front of them. It's got to be the same personnel. So as far as I'm concerned, Endo replaces Fabinho in the sense he's one of your first names on your team sheet for the structure. So Endo should be playing there. Yeah.
My only thought with it is it possible that Endo needs more time to get used to our system than the other new lads have? But I think at the minute he's not really playing any more or less than Gravenberch, is he? So obviously he's brought 2 in to be fucking ready-made starters, and 2 that might need a little bit more work to get themselves integrated into the squad, integrated into the system, and then fucking come into it. So that's the only thing I can think, because I can't see another reason, to be honest.
No, I can't say if McAllister's happy playing there and he wants to play there, then he's obviously probably a better player, but he's a better footballer. But in that position, you don't need to be a great footballer. You need to just be hungry to win that ball and help your defence. And at the minute, that's where we're failing a little bit. We're still getting out fought in that middle of the pitch and losing the ball here and there, and it's costing us. And again, I think if you've got a defensive mid who's playing every game, and we're getting like a stability to the back and with him, and we start learning with each other, we stop conceding that first goal, and we start taking the lead early ourselves and going on to batter teams. At the minute, we're a fucking in a boxing fight. We're 4 rounds down before we start. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We know we're going to go down, and some teams aren't going to let us get back into it.
Yeah, as we've seen with Brighton. So yeah, no, I agree. Thanks for that question. Really good one. Next we've got at Red Niche 987. So he said the Liverpool midfield working because of work rate and talent of the individual rather than the cohesive unit. True or false?
Sorry, lad, I didn't hear that.
The Liverpool midfield working because of work rate and talent of the individual rather than the cohesive unit. True or false? So I think what he's saying is our midfield working better because of the work rate of the players as opposed to their individual talents?
As opposed to what, the last midfield?
He hasn't specified whether he means in term with regards to what midfield. I think it's just I don't know. Like I suppose if you look at the midfield that we used to have, if you look at our best midfield at that time, Hendo, Wijnaldum, Fabinho, they were so good because they worked hard, not necessarily because they were all outstanding footballers. and
Yeah,
we come up with individual moments. I think what he's saying is, do you think that the midfield we've got now is the same, or do you think it differs in any way?
I think Szoboszlai is better than all of them straight away. I think he's a better footballer. I think he's easier on the eye. I think he's a lot more capable of just grabbing a game and fucking running away with it and winning it on his own. But again, he needs that support behind him to be able to do that, to loosen the reins and let him go. At the minute, we're all a little bit cautious because the way we're defending and stuff like that, because we're not playing a defensive mid. So in like for like quality, McAllister, Szoboszlai, probably better than what we've had. But I want to see the pair of them up a little bit higher up the pitch. So work rate, I don't think you can question it. I think we work hard. I think when Endo comes in, he works hard. Curtis Jones running his ass off. Gravenberg, the same. They're all grafting. They're all putting a shift in. Can't question the determination. And yeah, I'd probably say for this stage of where we're at as a midfield, I think probably possibly Klopp's best midfield.
Yeah, I think you can't have a midfield that isn't working hard, regardless of how good they are. You look at these midfielders who have been big names who've come to different teams in the past. I mentioned before Paul Pogba. You know, he's a flair player. He's or at least in his own head, he's a luxury player. He's not one who's going to come in and work hard for the team, which is why he couldn't get a game over Scott McTominay. Which, when you say it out loud and look at it on paper, sounds fucking mad, but it's true, and that's what it is. We can afford to have one luxury player in there, and we've got one. The only problem is he's always injured, so we don't fucking really miss him anyway.
No.
In Thiago, he's your one luxury player in that, you know what I mean? He's the one you can allow to be a little bit different to the system. But you look at I think the midfielders we brought in, they're very talented, the exceptional footballers, especially Szoboszlai, but they do work hard as well. I think Szoboszlai has got the fucking second fastest recorded speed in the Premier League ever from track and back. I think it was against Wolves. So that just goes to show he's not afraid to put his foot in, but keep him as far forward as you can.
Yeah, no, he's different gravy. I mean, he's said, if you're going to compare him to a player, it's Gerrard. He wants to be winning the ball at the edge of the box, and he wants to be at the edge of your box shooting as well. So he is a luxury in the sense of he can do fucking everything with a ball. But yeah, I think the midfield, we forget as well, like they've literally just been put together. It's a brand new midfield. You know, Curtis Jones is just taking that step up where he is like a starter. And we've just said before, we actually miss him when he's not playing. And I think when it's like that, it's like Henderson without Wijnaldum. You need fresh legs running around that you're confident of playing alongside. And I think that's where we're at with Jones now. I think Szoboszlai looks a bit better when Jones is there because he does a bit more of the dirty work, and Szoboszlai is able to concentrate more on going forward. But at the minute, they're all just a bit unsure of who's going to go and who's going to sit in.
Yeah.
Once we get our finger on that and we have a designated number 6, then I think it fixes itself.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you for that question. Right, here we go. You little Jedi's ones. Just fucking, yeah, I'm just going to say, so first one, it's been a few months since you used John Henry's time machine, but in doing so, you've created an alternate universe where Everton supporting aliens have taken over. Name 3 former or current centre halves who you take into battle against the bitter alien forces.
They got to be centre halves.
Yeah. I think there's only. See, I had 3 and then I've just thought of the different ones there. So, do you want to go first or do you want me?
To be honest with you, I'm trying to think that who's a centre half because thinking Tommy Schmidt straight away. But did he play centre half?
I'm not sure, you know.
So if I was going to go with 3 of the hardest people, it'd be Tommy Schmidt, Jimmy Case, and Graham Souness. But I don't think any of them are centre halves.
No.
So centre halves alone: Carragher, Ipia, and Martin Skirtle.
Martin Skirtle, yeah, fucking hell. He's
Or Kiriakos.
he was oh fuck yeah. Nah,
Remember this red card, Kiriakos?
He was just he was a mad bastard. Him. I'm gonna go a bit older than that for them. I'm gonna go Ron Yates, Alan Anson, and Sammy Appiah.
Do you know why I say Sammy Appiah is because I remember we used to panic in the derby because of Ferguson's height and we weren't great in the air. And then we got Appiah and all of a sudden we were just winning every header off corners. We were dangerous on the attack off set pieces and corners, and it just changed our fortunes. And what a fucking signing he was on it. He's just turned 50. And I just remember him, like I was saying to Sam today, how mad is it that he's 50? Like, how time flew that he's, in my lifetime, he's been and gone and been retired for fucking years. And what a player he was. He's one of my favourites.
Yeah, he was unbelievable, wasn't he? Like you said, really properly changed our fortunes. He was the first, he was the first defender we had in certainly in my time, sort of watching Liverpool. He was the first one we had who really was compared to the fucking best in the league. Like, we didn't really have it up until that point in, as I say, in the Premier League era, let's say.
Yeah. Doesn't get talked about enough, though.
No, he doesn't.
Like, when you're seeing, like, conversations of fucking Vidic and Ferdinand and Campbell, Sammy Appiah's up there with them. Not asked.
100%.
Shit. He is.
Yeah, absolutely. Completely agree.
All the best. Because at the time as well, obviously you had your Adams and Keown, you had Vidic and fucking Ferdinand, you had Jaap Stam at one point. Brilliant defenders. You've got your John Terrys, your Carragher's, but Sammy Appiah's right there in the middle of all them. Like, and again, we weren't as good a team as the teams we've just discussed there. Your United, your Arsenal, your Chelsea's at the time. He came in and just changed us. Like, special player, him. Really was.
Well, that's it. You know, you look at him, he come in and he got the captaincy. What about a year later?
Yeah, but he also had the balls to have it taken off him and carry on. And it was the best thing we done.
Yeah.
Because he became better again.
Yeah, he was. Look how crucial he was to Istanbul, you know what I mean? And that's a good 6 years after he's joined. He's coming to the end of his career in a way, so phenomenal. Like I said, doesn't get talked about enough. Right. So, second one from your little Jedi. This one's even weirder, to be honest. Last one, Jason Tyndall has been talking shite about you because you ripped the fact he gets his eyebrows threaded. He's clearly had Botox and he wears his wife's jeans. Name a former Ed who you get to leave him angry voicemail telling him to wind his neck in.
Graham Souness.
Yeah, I mean, that was my choice as well, to be fair.
Right. Yeah, Graham Souness. Or no, Souness.
The only other one I could think would leave a good angry voicemail would be Carragher.
Yeah.
But it's Souness every day of the week.
Or Dalglish.
Fucking hell, yeah. Although I think if we could pick anyone, who, even if they weren't a Liverpool player, I'd go for Souness or Roy Keane.
Yeah, that and that's what's mad is that I thought of Roy Keane as well, within the same bracket as Souness, but
yeah,
I don't think he'd lay a glove on Souness, like.
No, fucking hell. I mean, that's why he's left Sky. Let's be honest, isn't he? Yeah, fucking belter as always, unmatched. I said that to him. I replied and said, "Your questions are just unmatched, ridiculous." But the
just
fun,
crazy, aren't they?
Yeah. But look,
because you've got to listen fucking clear what you're asking.
Yeah, definitely. What I have noticed is we did forget to talk about our goals in the Brighton game. So let's quickly run back to that. And first goal, very smart by Harvey Elliott.
Yeah.
Was well within his rights to take a shot because he was in a perfect position for it. But when you got Salah next to you, shouting, scored nearly fucking 200 goals for us, you're leaving it for him.
Yeah, and do you know what? Fair play to him because I think he could do with a goal for his confidence, and that I think if he shoots, he scores.
Yeah.
But I think Salah's obviously in probably just a bit of a better position, a little bit further back, a bit more time to think of where he's going to put it. And fair play for listening because he could have just smashed that.
Yeah, and what I would like to just say as well, fair play to Salah because the first thing he done when the ball at the back of the net went straight to Harvey Elliott.
Yeah. Why did he go off?
Elliott?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it, to be honest.
He went off at half time, didn't he?
Mm.
Yeah, again, McAllister was poor throughout. So, like, he's the first one. Your number 6 isn't quite working. It's not going quite as well. If you're making a sub there, you bring an Enzo on for him. Because Harvey Elliott never done much wrong.
No, that would have been the change I'd made.
Chasing round and pressing, even though some of the others weren't. So, yeah, it's a bit frustrating that.
No, absolutely. That would have been a change I would have liked to see myself, but I don't know if he's injured or something, or if the plan was for him to always play 45 minutes or something. I don't know. I genuinely haven't seen anything about it.
No, man.
Second goal, nice, choke slam by Pascal Gross.
How's he not sent off?
So I think what they're saying is because, and it's stupid, but I think what they're going with is because he wasn't facing the goal, it wasn't a clear denial of a goal scoring opportunity. And because the defender and the keeper were there, that's also one of the factors that have played into it. And I think it's bullshit, and I think he should have went. But he should have at the very least had a yellow.
Yeah, he's about to hit the ball. And if he hits the ball, it goes in. Again, if that was the other side and it was like a fucking goal where Szoboszlai had done wrong, they'd show a still that made it look fucking 10 times worse. So show the still of where his foot's about to make contact with the ball, where there's a player a yard behind him, a full stretch dragging him down, and a goalie a yard the other side where he can't reach the ball. Show us that still and then send the cunt off, because that's what you do if it was against us. How can you have that game against Newcastle outside the box? Van Dijk touched the ball first and then hit the man. How the fuck's that a goal scoring opportunity when you're on the edge of the 6-yard box with a fucking goalie lying down on the floor and no one else around you, other than a player who's got hold of your neck? How the fuck that not a goal scoring opportunity? Makes no sense.
I know.
The rules are shit. And
I know they got rid of this
as well for fucking out in that prick.
Oh, Mike Dean has made himself look like an absolute twat.
Arrogant fuck, a lot of them. Lad, even that ref on that Twitter, and try and be polite to them, but the fucking little teams of refs that turn up to argue with you, all smug, arrogant pricks, a lot of them. There's not one that even you look at the pictures and you go, oh, he's a referee or a busy. Definitely one of the two. I don't get it. Like the comparing things players are doing. I see him one today. One of the referees is getting ridiculed because he's given a red card, but he hasn't even looked in the direction of the player when he's done it. He hasn't had the decency to put the red card up and speak to him. He's just showed it. And this referee's put, well, you celebrate when players do a no-look goal. So it's the same. We
so is a ref sending someone off is equivalent of a goal? Is that what he's trying to say?
That's how it sounds.
Does he get a bonus for sending someone off? Is he a traffic warden? Does he get more money if he gives someone a ticket?
It looks to me that they're starting to celebrate when refs do things to get in the limelight, which is not what referees should be doing. The referees should be doing stuff for sport and integrity and making the game right. And that's what Paul Merson's saying. The rules have fucked up the scoreline. Liverpool have scored a legit goal. Take the game back. Fucking scrap your shit rule that you can't kick the ball off and go back. And be honest and say we fucked up here. It's a goal, but you can't hack it, lad. You can't.
No, you can't. And as I say, Mike Dean looks like an absolute twat after Saturday. Who's he to? I think one of them must have mentioned putting ex-players in VAR and stuff like that. And Mike Dean goes, well, we can't do that because football players don't understand the game, as he's just proved. It's like if that was two fellas in the pub, he would have got chinned.
Yeah, he would have done. Because it's just pure arrogance. And that's what they like. What refereeing's gone wrong in England, because the referees want to be seen, they want to be on the telly, they want to be in the back of the fucking newspapers, whether it's for right or wrong. As they say, any publicity is fucking good publicity, isn't it? And that's what they want. I don't know why. Just fucking ref the game like a referee or fucking spew it.
Yeah.
But it's getting boring now. It's every fucking single week there's a debate. There's a debate about poor refereeing. Fucking bring the loads in from Europe and fuck these English cunts off because they're shite. They're absolutely shite.
Yeah. No, it's not even really worth going into again. But obviously, it was another decision that probably should have went our way. The one thing I will say is people were saying another referee mistake cost us points. It didn't cost us points whatsoever. We played shit. That's what cost us points. But I think what I would like to say is, what I just want to point out, Nunes was very smart for both of the goals, I thought, as well, especially the winning of the penalty. He's got in front of the keeper and laid it off to Szoboszlai. I think that was very, very smart of him.
He's looking very unselfish in here as well. I think could probably like to see a bit more selfishness in his game because he'd get a few more goals. But yeah, again, everywhere. Worked hard, chased around, doing the right thing. But he just didn't look good. What you say, obviously, we didn't deserve to win the game. So if that's a red card and we managed to scrape through because they can't attack us as much, then we probably do win the game. But it's one of them games where up until then you don't deserve it. So, but it's happened to us, lads, where we've lost the game when we haven't deserved it, and you've got to just take them fucking small wins when it happens in your favour because it's not happening enough for us. But again, I think the Van Dijk one, I think that could have been given a penalty as well. To be fair, so his arm is out.
No, I actually disagree completely.
It's his leg first, his arm's out. His arm's not by his side, it's out. And then it's his leg first. I just think on another day, that could have went against us. So I think anything that happens in the game now, I've just got a horrible feeling it's going to go against us. So when it doesn't, I'm part grief.
No, that would have been, if he would have given a penalty, it would have got overturned. That.
Do you reckon?
100%. It's the laws of the game. So they can't be harping on about, we can't do this because of the laws of the game, and then give a penalty, which I was surprised they didn't give a penalty in real time, I'll be honest, and I wouldn't have questioned it until I'd seen the replay, and then VAR would have checked it. They can't be going on, we can't stop the game because of the laws of the fucking game. We can't stop to give a goal and then go, well, I know it's the laws of the game, but he's on board, it's over the pen. It's like, but the laws say if it's another body part, if it's his leg first and then it's his arm, it's not a penalty. So it would have got overturned 100%. They've been under the spotlight and had that much scrutiny the last fucking 2 weeks. They couldn't afford to have got something like as big as that wrong. Like the sending off is 6-1. You know what I mean? It's one. They'll throw anything out there to make it seem like it's the right decision, and if that's what they're saying, fair enough. But there would have been no way to escape that one getting it wrong in that situation. Same with the goal that never got given.
This is what's mad, lads. Say for instance, game plays on there, and then VAR are looking at it behind the scenes, and then fucking messaging to his ear. He'd stop the game and go and give a penalty.
Yeah, it's weird.
He'd stop and go and give a penalty. He'd go back. I can't. It's all fucking mad, lad. As Paul said, no one's gonna die.
No,
fucking hell. It's not gonna hurt anyone. Just admit you're fucked up. Make the correct decision that makes the game have the correct outcome, and fucking go again.
Yeah, that's it. Well, this probably went a bit longer than we envisioned, but it's been fun.
Starving. I'm
but look, obviously it's internationals at the minute, so we won't be talking about the game next week, but we'll probably come back and do a proper dedicated derby preview. Because it's always fun to buzz off the minute. Result didn't go our way Sunday, but it's just one of them. We move on, we carry on, and then we go and smash the shite. Until then, up the Reds.
Up the fucking Reds.